Welcome. I've had several requests for more talks. I can't imagine I'll say anything new, but it will be a new talk. For those of you who may not have seen it, there was an interview with Linda G. She interviewed me, and that was just a short time ago. And I'll leave the link below for anyone who hasn't seen it. Anyway, during that talk, I kept it simple. I didn't want to go too deep. I wanted to keep the audience. And I know for a lot of people this was new. So let's get down to some brass tacks. You know, when we talk about that me, the me that you think you are, the little me, and then the big, that you are, that essence of God, you see. The thing is that the mind doesn't know that essence of God except as a concept. And that essence of God is not a concept. It doesn't fit into a concept because it's too big. That essence of what you are, like I did say during that talk, is the great equalizer. It makes everything the same because it is so large and inclusive that it includes more than your mind is capable of holding or knowing. It's really a funny thing because you're focused on yourself as a person and you're thinking that that is who you are. It's such a limited state. And the mind, what the mind does is it takes all the things that it finds and makes distinctions. So all the things that have distinctions, the mind is very good at dealing with and separating and analyzing. But that which has no distinction is nothing to the mind. So it's like this. You look at outer space. You just look out at night and you see all these stars and some planets. You see them. And you think, oh, that's what's out there, are these little somethings. But you miss out on the fact that what's out there is space. Really, 99.9999% of what you see is space. The mind, because space has no distinction, just negates it as nothing. But the space is actually everything. And the little dots are really nothing. They're just something that the mind can distinguish. You see? So the mind is looking at the world through distinctions. God is everything, so the mind can't see it. So for this, we quiet the mind. We give the mind a break so that you can rest in that all-knowing place where you actually live. My gurus used to call this place the self with a capital S, not the small self that you run around with thinking you are, but the big self that is everything. So, that which is everything, of course, has to contain a certain amount of things with distinction that don't look like everything. That's all it is. But the mind really limits you in knowing and seeing what is. It limits you to the 99, limits you to that 0.00001%. That's what you can deal with in distinctions. That's all it is. So, When you're quiet, it becomes obvious. When you're making a lot of chatter, you can't see it. No. Quieting the mind, there's of course many techniques, all of which I've tried and had some limited success here and there. But basically, if you just know the facts, if you know that this is something your mind can't know, reality is not something your mind can know, because the mind is creating a virtual reality for yourself. You see? You're creating this imaginary world where you're a person, and this happens and that happens, and all these emotions and all these thoughts. You see? That's what the mind does. And you're totally absorbed. All of your attention is absorbed in that trauma of your life. So, it's really simple. The difference, Ramesh used to say, the difference between a yogi and a bogey being just a normal person, and a yogi being some spiritual being, is that a yogi has a thought, and it's not pursued. But a bogey has the same thought, and it's pursued. So you notice how your mind works, and how you grant your mind permission to lead you on a path. So you have this initial thought, oh, I wonder how I did tonight. Was it any good? Oh God, I wonder if, geez, I think I left the wrong impression, and so on. That's pursuit of thought. And out of that pursuit of thought, emotions arise. Different things, you see. And it just creates a drama out of nothing, out of a thought. And your pursuit of it creates the drama. Okay, so notice how it works in your life. And when you can, just don't pursue the thought. You don't have to. Unless the thought is, oh my God, I got to get to work at 9. I better take a shower and put on my pants. That's fine. And Ramesh made this distinction between the working mind and the thinking mind. You need a mind to function in this world. But the vast majority of what your mind is doing has nothing to do with that. So when it's miscellaneous thoughts that are not important for you to get your day moving, then just watch. Watch what happens when you pursue the thought, and consider not pursuing the thoughts and just sitting back and watching it. Watch the thoughts come and go, come and go. This practice did help me a lot. So instead of getting involved with the mind, let the mind do its own thing and do not feed it. You see? That will quiet things down quite a bit. And just the knowing that that essence of God, which is within you, is not something that the mind's going to be able to help you with. It can't see it, it can't know it. But when the mind is quiet, it's just obvious. It becomes obvious that that's who you are. So that's my homework for you today. Good luck with it. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Namaste.